My name is Candice Dupree. I'm here from Tampa, Florida, and I'm looking to have a great experience here with Sopron. So far it's been great. Amazing coach, amazing teammates, so hopefully we'll have a good season. I think I started playing basketball maybe in the 4th grade. It wasn't the only sport that I played. I like to stay busy. My mom put me in basketball, soccer, softball, so I played everything, and basketball just ended up being my favorite out of all the sports.
After high school, you went to Tampa University for college. You had a coach, of course, and after that, you played against her in the WNBA in your first season. What was that like?
It was a pretty unique experience. Obviously, she was a lot older than I was, and we played different positions. But to be out there competing against her, the person that taught me pretty much everything that I knew at that point in time, it was a great experience, a good feeling.
You were selected in the WNBA draft by the Chicago Sky, which was their first year in the WNBA. So you were their first player they ever picked in the draft.
I guess when I was drafted, I never really thought about it like that. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, wow, like I was the first ever draft pick by the Chicago Sky. So that's a pretty good accomplishment. I mean, my experience there was good. Played my rookie contract, first 4 years there. It was an amazing city, amazing fans. But it came to a point where I was kind of ready to move on. I wanted to win a championship, and which is why I made my way to Phoenix.
Where you already played for like 6 seasons, I guess?
7 seasons.
7 seasons, yeah. And as you already said, you won the WNBA title in 2014. Yeah. What was that team like? How did you win that championship?
I mean, we had a really, really, really good team that year. Not even that year, almost all 7 seasons that I was in Phoenix. We just gelled really well that year. The chemistry was really good. We competed at a really high level, and we were able to win the finals 3 games back-to-back. And it was a great feeling. That was the reason I went to Phoenix, and I'm glad I was able to get a championship there. And then I went to Indiana, and I think we're probably the youngest team in the WNBA, aside from myself. So I had to take on a really large leadership role, and I'm trying to teach these younger players and help them understand the game.
Now let's move on to a different topic. Your career here in Europe, overseas. You started in Russia, and then you moved on. You came closer to Sopron step by step, like... You came from Russia, then you went to Poland, to Krakow, and then to Košice in Slovakia, and then to Prague, and now you're here in Sopron.
No, after Slovakia, I went back to Russia. Or was it? I played in Russia 4 seasons, I think. 2 in Spartak, 1 in Kursk, 1 in Orenburg, and then, yeah, I made my way to Prague, and then now here.
What can you tell us about your experience here in Europe? How is it different from the WNBA?
Over here, we practice a lot more than we do in the WNBA. We play a lot more games that are closer together in the WNBA, so it doesn't allow a lot of time to practice, whereas over here, you only play twice a week. So we have a lot more practice time. I'm not used to practicing twice a day in the States, so it's an adjustment. Every time I have to come back overseas, I have to, change my mentality. Like, okay, we've got 2 practices today. As far as the pace and speed of the game, depending upon where you're playing, it can be a little more physical here than over in the States. But, I mean, I have fun. I enjoy seeing different countries, meeting different people, learning different languages, different foods, which is probably the thing I enjoy most here, whereas in the States, I mean, everything is kind of similar.
And we can say you're also successful here in Europe because you were a 3-time EuroLeague All-Star, and once in 2011 you were nominated the best power forward in the EuroLeague. Which achievement here in Europe do you cherish the most, or do you think?
I mean, if anything, it's probably the championships that I've won on the various teams that I've played for. I'm not big on personal accolades. I mean, yes, I have them, but I don't. I try to stay humble. I try not to read about all that kind of stuff. I let you guys do all of that. And then you get to ask me the questions about them. But no, I think just the team stuff that I've accomplished as far as championships and that, it's probably been the most fun.
Speaking of championships, you have 2 World Championships and 2 Olympic Games finals in your career. What is it like to be a 2-time world champion? I mean, it must feel great.
It does. It does. I get to play with players that I'm normally playing against, whether it's here, overseas, or in the WNBA. And I'm playing with some of the best players in the world when we come together as a unit with USA Basketball. So it's a great experience. I try and take as much away from it as I can, positive or negative, and just learn and enjoy the overall experience.
Right. And now you came here to Sopron for a 1-year deal. What was the factor that helped you make this decision that you wanted to come here? What was the main reason you came here?
To be honest, I don't really know. You know, I spoke to my agent, and right now there aren't a lot of jobs available. And he presented me with this job here. And I know quite a few players that have played for this club, so I sent them all text messages like, you know, how's the club, how's the GM, how's the coach, all that kind of stuff. And then I just made my decision from there. It was a pretty easy decision. And so far my experience has been great. I think Roberto is a great coach. I love the passion, the energy that he has for the game. So far all my teammates have been great, so hopefully it continues to be a great experience.
Based on what you experienced so far, what do you expect from the team at the end of the season?
I think our team is going to be really, really good. There's not a lot of teams that want to play defense, and that's something that Roberto puts an emphasis on, is playing defense. We know that we can score the ball, but we need to be able to stop teams and separate ourselves. So I think in the long run, that's going to help us out the most.